I was watching a launch series earlier this week that I was absolutely enamored by. And I always pay attention when that happens because I like to understand what is working and what's getting me to feel so excited about something. So I dug a little deeper and I realized there was this one element that they kept coming back to in the copy, this one overarching idea that was getting me to get so fired up and excited about this program. I'm Whitney Ryan, and in this video I'm going to share with you what that one element is that you need to include in your launch to create that feeling of excitement, and why no matter what you're selling, what you're offering, this is something that you can bring into your copy. So as I said, I was watching this series of launch videos and I was just completely wrapped up in it. This was Stu McLaren's Tribe launch that is now closed, but it was, in addition to being a thing of beauty, the videos were just over the top gorgeous. It was a work of art. It was so compelling. And I say this as somebody that I watch a lot of launch series. I read a ton of launch copy because I'm always looking for the techniques that people are using and pulling out what's working so I can incorporate it into the copy that I create for my clients. So it's honestly kind of rare that I will watch something and feel really excited about it. I was really excited about his program to the point where I was about this close from buying it, even though I have never thought about having a membership program, which is what his training program is on. And in fact, there's a million reasons why I should not have a membership program right now and why I don't want a membership program right now. And this technique that he was using was so powerful that none of that even mattered. Like, I was so close to being like, what's $2,000 when I can have what he's promising? So I always pay special attention when that happens. And what I realized he was using was transformation. That's what he was selling with this program. He wasn't selling a 5-step system to build your membership site. He was selling transformation. He was selling a change from this dollars per hour model that most of us work in to leveraging yourself and creating something that allows you to have more income, spend more time with your family, donate more money to charity, have all the security and beautiful things you could ever want. And it was transformation, the idea of transformation, that was so effective in this series. And what I realized is that no matter what industry you're in, no matter what you're selling, no matter what your business is, you're ultimately selling transformation. We all are. We are selling how to get someone from point A to point B, right? That's what we're all doing. Whether you're a business coach, you're taking someone from struggling to having a profitable business. If you're a construction company, you're taking someone from having a home that is okay, but they don't really love, to having a warm and cozy and welcoming home that is just seeped in love. So we all, in different ways, incorporate this idea of transformation, and that is ultimately what we're selling. The reason that transformation is so effective is because it meets people where they are. A lot of times when people are selling something, they do such a good job of describing scenario B that they don't talk about how you get to scenario B from scenario A. They'll sell all the benefits, they'll sell all the reasons why what they've got is so incredible, but they forget to take it back and talk about the gray area in between. That's what this launch did really well, in kind of walking through the steps that you need to get from here to there, from making those steps seem so damn easy. I'm still like kind of mad at myself for not signing up, although it would have been a really impulsive decision, but he just did such a phenomenal job because he outlined the steps. He gave a million testimonials of people who have experienced the transformation for themselves, and it just made it feel much more real. So what can you do with that? You know, we know that transformation is a really powerful selling technique, so what can you actually do? Well, there's two things. The first is to get really clear on what point A and point B look like for your ideal clients. So this is where you just kind of have to visualize, and I love to write this down, but write about where your ideal client or customer is right now. What does their day look like? What are they struggling with? What are their big problems? And what are their big wants in their life? What are they looking for? What words do they use to describe what they want? What words do they use to describe what they're struggling with? That's where all that kind of research comes in handy to understand where point A is. And then you want to understand where point B is. What exactly does that look like? It doesn't just mean more money. It means more money so that they can spend 6 months volunteering in Africa because they make enough in the first half of the year to pay for the second. Or it means going to Whole Foods and not wincing at the bill when they look at how much they spend on organic food. It's getting that specific, not just looking at the big benefit of more money or more time, but really getting personal with it, because that is what's going to connect, and that's what's going to get people emotionally excited. So you really want to know those two things so that you can kind of paint that picture and tell that story with your launch copy to tap into this power of transformation in selling. The second thing you can do, and this one might sound pretty obvious, and perhaps it is, but it's really, really effective. And that is to incorporate a section where you ask people to imagine something. So you've seen this dozens of times probably, where it says, imagine if you had a membership site that was making you 6 figures a month. And you kind of walk someone through that. With that money, you are able to go to Whole Foods and not wince when you looked at the receipt. Spend half of the year volunteering in Africa at the charity that's so near and dear to your heart, knowing you're making a tremendous difference, not just in your family's lives, but in families around the world. And kind of talk people through what scenario B is going to look like. Why this is so tricky and effective is because that's ultimately going to be your biggest secret weapon in selling, is convincing someone that they can get from point A to point B, that this transformation is possible. So when you tell them to imagine, when you have them picture themselves in this scenario, they've already done it. They've already thought it through. They've already seen themselves in the line at Whole Foods or in Africa or whatever their ideal situation is. They've already pictured themselves there. So from there, it gets a lot easier to convince them that this is possible because they've already seen it. So once you've kind of got them thinking it's possible, that's when you come in with what Stu did so well, with testimonials, with talking about his experience, with giving you all the proof you need for why this is possible for you and busting all the objections that you might have. But ultimately, this idea of transformation is what is so compelling, and I hope that now that I've shared that with you, that you can incorporate that into your next launch or sales page. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them below. And I would love to hear from you and to hear just briefly what your point A and point B is. What kind of transformation do you offer your clients? Leave your answer in the comment below, and I will see you in the next video.